Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self and Sweet Clarity. I am Zoe, and I'm co-hosting this series with my best friend Grayson. And we're doing this collaboration in support and awareness of our launch of the Girls Club, which is our online community for women. And we just wrapped our first launch of this program, and it went so well. The feedback has been amazing. I think almost all the women are joining us again for the next round, and we've decided to create this to be a monthly membership. So if you just want to try it out, you can try out the Girls Club for a month. We meet bi-weekly, so that's 2 calls a month. There's also a Telegram community, and there's abundance of bonuses already awaiting for you when you sign up. So there's hours of content to listen to, deep dive conversations such as the one that we're going to have today and the ones that we've had previously in this series. But today specifically, we're going to be exploring beauty through feminine expression and how we personally do this, how we connect with our feminine essence and like celebrate ourselves, celebrate the body temple, whether that's through jewelry or makeup or treating ourselves, like how we celebrate and explore beauty and creativity within ourselves. So, Grayson, what's at the top of mind for you with this subject right now?
Mm. Beauty to me is self-expression. Like the two are one of the same. And what I'm thinking of now is how radical it is these days to feel your own beauty and to tell yourself, I am beautiful, to tell yourself in the mirror, to look into your eyes, I am radiant. This is a daily practice to look at yourself and to see your own beauty. And when you do that, you effortlessly express and your feminine energy just like effortlessly exudes out of your body. So I think that's a beautiful part of being a human, being a woman, is to really accept the fullness of your experience and to explore your expression. Something we like to say and experience in the Girls Club is to adorn our body as a temple and to treat it like a temple. Yeah, there's so many layers to that in and of itself. And what comes to mind for me is not only to adorn the temple, but also have discernment with who has access to your temple, right? Like energy is so potent. And so who nourishes your energy? Who inspires you, right? All of these things influence your radiance and your feminine expression as a woman. What comes to your mind, Zoe, today with exploring beauty through feminine
Yeah.
expression?
Thank you so much for sharing that, Grayson. I loved what you touched on around acceptance. I think a large part of beauty and feeling beautiful is fully accepting ourselves. And I think about, I mean, physical examples for myself is like there's been times in the past where I very much resisted my body. I resisted what I look like. I used to pick it apart. It wasn't good enough. I needed to lose more weight or XYZ or whatever was there for me. There are many years where I resisted my own self. And in that, like, I don't know if I ever truly, I believe we're like all radiant beings, but I never really truly understood what it meant to like activate my own radiance. I mean, that language was probably not even in my vocabulary at that time. I'm thinking about like high school years and stuff like that. But what I found is like through time, as I've come to accept myself, my body, the way that I look, like my features, that is so powerful because it's such a deep level of self-love. And it's like, as I have come to accept myself, it gives permission for the world to like see me as that. I'll give an example from YouTube, and I know I did share this in one of our modules inside the Girls Club, but being on YouTube and being so visible to like the Wild West of the internet, I got so many hate comments, let's say, or like, you're ugly or you're fat or, the mole on your face or like whatever. Just so many things about my appearance all the time. There were ways in which I was still struggling with my appearance when I was like on YouTube regularly. And I remember there would be comments that like stuck to me and comments that repelled off of me. The ones that repelled off of me were like things that I just was so solid in my truth of like, that's just like not who I am. So like it doesn't mean anything. But the buttons that got pushed were the ones like, oh, like, what's that ugly mole on your face? Like, it looks like a wart, or like, get that removed. Like, that's so disgusting to like see and whatever else. And I was like, I'm born with it. And I remember like just, being in tears sometimes over these comments because it was something that I was super self-conscious about. And then people were picking it apart. But when it came to like deciding to accept that part of myself, to what I have like a mole on my face, like, It's a beauty mark. My grandmother always told me it was like Marilyn Monroe who had a beauty mark on her face. Like I decided to change the perception that I had around like my features. And like it was in that acceptance that I just like gave myself permission to be beautiful, or I gave myself permission to activate my radiance. And I'll say like since then, like I mean, knock on wood and everything like that, but I have not received any more comments on YouTube about the mole on my face, even though like those videos are like evergreen content. Anyone can go watch them at any point in time. It's just not a comment that I receive. And I truly believe that's because like it was perpetual, because it was the universe or like my external reality prompting what needed to be healed within me in order to create more freedom. And once that freedom was established, that radiance was activated, I fully accepted myself, game over. There's just no, again, now a comment about like the mole on my face, if I did receive one, would just repel right off of me.
Mm, wow. And something that's coming up for me now in this conversation is like this tightrope that we walk between need versus want. And I think when it comes to beauty and self-expression in these ways with appearance, for a long time, especially growing up in middle school, high school, right? We're so heavily influenced and also wanting to impress others. Like we need to do these things, we need to buy these clothes because everyone has them. And if I don't have them, I'm not cool, right? It's like this desire to fit in. Along the way in our life, as we gain years and wisdom and we grow older, that need, it's okay to turn into a want. Like there's this like shift, to kind of explain this a little bit further is when it comes to makeup, okay? I lived in Bali with Zoe for a few years and like neither one of us wore makeup at all. It's just like not what you do in Bali, right? And that was such a liberating experience to just like wake up, not have to feel like I need to change myself or my face to go out and, be seen in the world. And, that to me, it happened around like COVID where I wasn't really like seeing many people, but I carried that into living in Bali and the outside world and whatnot. But yeah, I feel like there's this pivotal moment that happens on the journey of self love and worthiness where you're doing things for you versus the sake of others. And that includes all of the essences of appearance, right? Like your clothes, your outfits, your makeup, your jewelry, fragrances, accessories, right? Like all the things that kind of make you stand out or make you make a statement to the world. So yeah, this tightrope of like need versus want. And I love what you said with like activating your radiance because I was just thinking the same thing with like give yourself permission to activate your radiance. Like it's okay to want to do this for you, right? Like you're worthy and deserving of getting your nails done if you want to. If that's going to make you feel in your feminine power, do it, right? But if it's coming from an energy of needing to do it to impress somebody, like that's where you can take a little bit of a pause to ask yourself if that's true. Yeah, there's so many ways that we can go into this conversation. And yeah, it's so necessary to give ourselves this time to question, right? Like, where is all of this coming from?
Yes, it's the deeper work under the surface that really grants us the opportunity to embrace our beauty, to love ourselves more deeply, to activate our radiance, and to just shine our light, really. Because when we don't feel self-conscious, we can be out there in the world doing the things that are on our heart to do, or ways of being of service when we're not feeling self-conscious. I mean, a simple example I can think about is like in high school when let's say I would get a pimple, I used to feel like so embarrassed that I would just like not really want to talk to people that day. Like it would literally affect my entire reality so much until like that pimple like healed and went away. And I think about, where I'm at now in my journey is like such a place of like, it doesn't even matter what I look like. And Bali played a huge part in that healing journey. Like just as you're talking about not wearing makeup for like 2 years, that really was such a liberation because now I don't wear makeup every day, but like I wear it in a way that is like fun and creative of like, I feel like I want to adorn my temple today, put on my mascara, like put on my necklace. It's fun. It's not an obligation. It's something that I love to do for me because it makes me feel my best, or it puts me into like a divine, radiant goddess energy.
Love that. Yeah. And I love that you brought up the word obligation too, because that's like really clear. We can feel it in our body when we feel obligated to do something. Tune into any area of your life with regards to feminine expression and your voice and your appearance. If you're feeling obligated to show up in a certain way, to just pause and, yeah, ask yourself these deeper questions and, yeah, navigate in that space where you can open up for more self-love. Because truly, like, I know this is corny, but like the best form of makeup or the best form of adorning your temple is self-love. Like, that's the most beautiful version of us. Like, that is how you activate your radiance. It's through truly, deeply loving who you are inside and out. And that is like going to make so many shifts in your external reality as well.
Yes. So if you're listening and you're feeling the call to do this work and have these conversations on a regular basis inside of a safe container, then we would love for you to join us inside the Girls Club. It is such a radiant, vibrant, beautiful community, and we're so happy to welcome you in if you feel the call. The link will be down below, and you can join for like the month. It's a membership now, or you can join for the entire year for a special discounted rate. So if you're feeling the call, check it out. If there's any questions, reach out to Grace and I, and we're happy to answer. But sending you so much love, and remember how beautiful you are every single day.
Bye.
Bye.